Konnichiwa, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to talk about the deal. Is it real? Eigo desu. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. This is the 8th year of the Sales Japan series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku here in downtown Tokyo. It is chic central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Presen no Tachijin. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Tonin de Okane o Mori ni suru no wa yamemashou. And my just released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery, and all are available on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive and even better, thrive in business. I want you to 1, sell more and do it more easily. 2, exceed your targets. In fact, let's blow up your targets. Number 3, make some serious money. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We're not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series. And every second Tuesday, the Business Tachijin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 407. Today we're talking about, in Japan, how to tell if the deal is real. Basically, we know that a third of the potential buyers we meet will never buy from us. Another third will buy, but not right now, and the remaining third are ready to go if they can be convinced to take action right now. The issue, though, is when we meet them for the first time, we don't know which bucket they fit into, and we can waste a lot of time and energy thrashing around before we work it out. The knowledge gain process is not straightforward. There are a lot of traps and feints ahead of us as we make our way forward into the impenetrable jungle. Is there a faster way? Perhaps if we can plumb the depths of our experience and identify some buying or non-buying signals, this will help speed things up. Being salespeople, buying signals are difficult for us because we don't take no for an answer. We will push for the meeting, even in the face of resistance. Our sales exploits have informed us that the buyer who assures us he has absolutely no more than 15 minutes to meet with us will spend 90 minutes talking to us if we have what he needs. We also know that no isn't a permanent feature and things can change, so we never give up hope. It also means we go up a lot of dead ends and have to extract ourselves from the waste of time, black, smelly, squelchy bog we become trapped in. Let's look at some loser situations we will encounter when meeting potential buyers as warnings to weigh up the investment of our valuable time with them. I had a great lunch with the ebullient foreign president of this firm, which had been bought by a very large Japanese enterprise a few years earlier. He was excited about bringing our training into the firm to strengthen the sales team and deliver the sales numbers the headquarters wanted. His Japanese CFO had been sent in from the mothership. That snippet of information should have sounded a warning bell for me. The lunch went well, he was excited, I was excited to get things going, so I ignored that deadly little tripwire. That ebullience, I should have realized, was built on a foundation of sand within his own organization, and that the Japanese CFO actually pulled the strings, not him. The lesson here is that when you know the firm's been purchased by a larger entity, or as a joint venture of some type, definitely check who has come across from the mothership and what positions they hold. Look at the president you're talking to through that lens and ask some subtle but important questions about how decisions are made. What I should have done was to ask about how he was going to get the people to whom he reported to okay the purchase of the training I was proposing, and then settle back and very carefully analyze his answer. I needed to strip his ego and bold front out of the equation and take a good look behind the velvet curtain to try and get a sense of who had the real power. Find out more. We come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public courses, and we also have custom in-house programs as well as both in Japanese and English. We do classes in our super safe classroom and we do them live online. Our show today is being brought to you by, on the 25th of October, our Leadership Training for Managers program. That's the 3-day version. December 5th, we're doing the Dale Carnegie course, 3-day version. On December 5th and 6th, we're doing the High Impact Presentations course in English. Actually, I'm teaching that one. On February 22nd and 23rd, we'll do another High Impact Presentations class, this time in Japanese. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 2,300 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show in Japan, every Monday Tokyo time. Fridays we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and on Saturdays we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from SMEs right up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now every second Thursday we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget to grab my business best-selling books on Japan on Amazon. Japan Sales Mastery, which is Saegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Presen no Tachijin. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muri ni suru wa yamimashou, and my just released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery, and all are available on Amazon. Welcome back. In the end, despite our conviviality at lunch, he just kept peppering my follow-up attempts with a string of excuses and stalls. The penny dropped eventually, and I realized this deal was never going to happen because he couldn't convince his CFO to okay the expenditure. His ego can't allow him to admit to me that he has little or no power within his own organization, despite having the grand title President on his business card. Another president, who I've been chasing after for a long time now, tells me he wants our training, but my follow-up emails and calls never get a response. When I collar him at an event we are both attending, he pleads he's so busy with this or that and so couldn't get back to me, but he's still interested. Here is the conundrum. Yes, he is interested, but can he translate that interest into a deal with his firm? I know his industry is in turmoil, and although the technical changes don't directly affect his business, the overall industry direction does. The chances of a deal happening seem slim, but the price of a regular follow-up email is not high. However, I shouldn't invest any emotional energy into him whatsoever, because only pain is in that future. What I don't want, though, is he eventually gets religion about doing the training and wanders off with a competitor, because they were the last contact he had from a provider. That would really hurt if that happened. Things can change rapidly in business, but we just don't know enough about the buyer's internal situation to know when. Can you imagine if I finally corner him at some future event and he says, "Oh yeah, we did the training with XYZ company"? Would that be grounds for justifiable homicide? Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, then please work on your karma and share this with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learnt. Go out there and survive. Use it and make some serious money. Bucks, dough, ruler, coin, dosh, lolly, readies, smackers, earners, and bread and honey. Remember, I'm in your corner, your go-to guy for soft skills training in Tokyo, committed to your success here in Nippon.